In 2009, I was introduced to a jaw-droppingly amazing RPG called Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is what a dystopian RPG should look and feel like. Scattered factions and radiated monsters litter the wasteland while you search for resources and try to figure out what your role in this new world is supposed to be. I was already familiar with survival games, but it was my first interaction with a survival RPG. I never expected to be swept away by the storytelling, atmosphere, and violence. I was addicted, and my results during my second year of university was proof of that distraction. Well, Modern Warfare 2 was a big part of that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. In addition, there are tons of characters and quests to take on, which always gave a reason to go out into the wasteland in search of items and weapons for the numerous adventures that awaited your character. The idea that you could create your own character and have your actions affect how the NPCs interact with you was very new to me, and I was locked in. To add to the beauty and pleasure of the game was the music. Oh my days, were they good. Slashing your way through raiders to the tune of Roy Brown's Butcher Pete was so damn satisfying. And just when I thought Bethesda had released the most unbeatable masterpiece, out comes Fallout New Vegas. Somehow, they were able to take the concept from Fallout 3 and turn it into a nearly perfect game. Emphasis on nearly. The game is situated between California and Nevada after the nuclear war between the US and China, much like Fallout 3. However, it appears the survivors on this side of the US have grouped themselves into factions, mainly the NCR and Caesar's Legion. The NCR are pretty much the new law, west of the Colorado River. They seek to bring some form of order to the wasteland while emulating a lot of the characteristics of pre-war US government, with an emphasis on military control. Pretty much a military regime. However, Caesar's Legion involves a group of numerous remote factions being consumed by the military conquest of the Legion east of the Colorado River, who all serve one ruler, Caesar, or Kaiser, whatever. It is pretty much a dictatorship, with a strong theme akin to the Roman Empire. The plot of the game is pretty straightforward. You are a courier delivering a package. You get attacked and nearly killed, survived, and now you are in search for the person that tried to assassinate you. The game excels at developing this simple plot into how your character becomes an integral part of the balance of the wasteland through your ability to survive this attempted murder. The appearance is very identical to its predecessor. In fact, one could easily mistake it for a DLC or a modded version of Fallout 3. However, there are a lot of good improvements to the game which makes it stand out and, in my view, surpass Fallout 3, which in and of itself is a great achievement. As you embark on your character's journey, you establish relationships with different townspeople and factions and have the opportunity to create an alliance or discord with them as you see fit, which is different from the karma mechanic in Fallout 3, but much more in-depth and nuanced. The map is huge, and there are so many quests in the game. I mean, plentiful. The only drawback is the chances of you completing every mission in the game is next to zero. As mentioned earlier, your relationships between factions are a major part of the game, and this will greatly affect the missions that will become available to you. There are also a ton of weapons in the game, and I found myself in a mission to obtain one of every kind as a personal challenge to myself. There are a good variety of enemies in the game, much like Fallout 3. There were a few new enemies and some enemies were left out. I can't blame them there. There is only so much you can fit into a game disc. The atmosphere was exactly as an irradiated wasteland should be, eerie and desolate. And considering this was set in the Mojave Desert with the Vegas Strip, it was nice to see the implementation of card games and gambling themes throughout the game. It kept you engrossed in the casino culture of the inhabitants, and a great reminder of where you are. Now let's get into the gameplay. First off, I like the addition of the Weapon True Sight edition. This was a huge improvement to its predecessor, and still being able to turn enemies into a red mist of guts and eyeballs was so pleasant for me. I mean, so pleasant, honestly. No Fallout playthrough is complete without the Bloody Mess perk. If you disagree, you can bite me. The VAT system from Fallout 3 making a return was so nice to see, as you were still given different options to neutralize your enemies while in VAT mode. I particularly loved the survival mode. The realism of thirst and starvation was a great addition to the game, as it added a new level of difficulty to a game that has the potential to get pretty easy once you figure out what you need to survive and how to get it. Gambling was a great source of income in this game, and honestly, probably the only real way to make good money. There are so many juicy weapons, items, mods, or character upgrades to acquire, and the only way to get most of them are those juicy bottle caps, and I want them all. Upgrading your skills in this game is very crucial to completing the game in the method of your choosing, and it can be quite difficult to know what to upgrade in order to enjoy your playthrough. I'm gonna have to thank my viewers, particularly Deceiving Moth and Very Old Lich, as they tried their darndest to try to help me enjoy the game without spoiling the story for me. I didn't like the fact that you maxed out your level at level 30. Like what? 30 levels? Only? That was so wild to me. And this makes my previous point more valid, because when playing this game for the first time, you have no idea what perks to select when leveling up. And so to then get prevented from choosing what you actually want later on is pretty unfair to me. Another thing I didn't like was how easy it was to get vilified by the NPCs. You might pick an action or do something a little evil, like pickpocket or steal a Brahmin meat, and the next thing you know, you're getting blasted with a plasma cannon. Now this wouldn't be too much of an issue since you can simply reload your most recent save, but the game autosaves each time you leave or enter a building or fast travel, and so if you haven't manually saved recently, you might have to accept being an enemy to a group of people you really wanted to be peaceful with, or reload the game from a very distant point in your playthrough. And there is the godfather of all disappointments. In this game, the glitches. I cannot even begin to recount how many times I had to restart this game because it froze so damn much. Like it could single-handedly ruin my mood. Imagine playing through a cave, just shitting on a horde of Deathclaws, and then once you defeat the Alpha Deathclaw, the game just farts and freezes on you. Now you have to replay the entire stage all over again. Then there's the annoying glitch where your character gets stuck in VATS mode while using a lever action weapon. Can't even tell you how many times I got fucked by Cazador while my character just stood there relishing in the venom. Then there are the few times your character gets stuck in areas that don't even make sense. I mean, basically, the game definitely had its downsides. In any case, I have to say that the game was really amazing to play. They really did an upgrade on Fallout 3 and is one of, if not the best release of a game franchise I have ever seen to this day. They followed the success of the previous installment while adding new elements that didn't take away from the overall satisfaction of playing a Fallout game. The plot of the game was very well thought out and delivery was especially profound. Suffice to say, I give Fallout New Vegas a resounding 9 out of 10. Now trust me, I would have given a better score than that, but the glitches are very, very frustrating. I know they do have mods to help fix the issue, but I wanted to play the game in its original condition with all its glory and faults. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more Pinujay reviews. If you want to catch me live, you can find me on twitch.tv/Pinujay. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.